A major Du Bois County intersection now has traffic lights. We'll have more on when they'll be fully activated. Plus, a local group of veterans is pushing for a VA clinic in Du Bois County, and Huntingburg Mayor Denny Spenner is tonight's guest on Inform. All of that and much more is up next here on 18 WJTS News. Hello, I'm Bradford Raths. In your news, a key Du Bois County intersection that's been under construction for several months took a big step this afternoon towards completion of the construction being done on it. The intersection of State Road 162 and State Road 64, more commonly known locally as the Brattsville Junction, was set to have its new traffic lights at least partially activated after 1 p.m. this afternoon. The new signals will flash red only for the first few days, indicating that the intersection will remain as a four-way stop for the immediate future. NDOT spokeswoman Cher Elliott says the project is moving along rather smoothly. She says the finishing touches will be put on the intersection next week.
The next thing that we will see is we're hoping on Tuesday, weather permitting, the specialty contractor will be there to install the final pavement markings. That includes the lane lines for the turn lanes as well as the turning arrows, the stop bars, and those other type items. That will happen hopefully on Tuesday morning, and then once that's completed, the signal will then be turned on for full activation, meaning green, yellow, and red.
Elliott says getting this project completed is a big step for motorists using the intersection on a day-to-day basis, as well as for when events such as the 4-H fair come to town.
We feel that with this signal going into place at the location, it will help with the high volumes of traffic as people are going to the school there just north of the intersection, and especially during the summer months and when there's activities at the 4-H fairgrounds. So we feel it'll help alleviate the congestion again in the mornings and the evenings as many commuters go back and forth.
Lutgring Brothers of Tell City won the $1 million contract for the work at the intersection. The work included the addition of dedicated left turn lanes for north and southbound traffic along State Road 162. A group of local veterans is now urging the Veterans Administration to add a VA clinic either in Jasper or somewhere in Du Bois County. At a meeting held on Tuesday afternoon at the Veterans of Foreign Wars Post in Jasper, organizers updated a crowd of about 100 veterans on their progress in the effort. The nearest VA clinic is currently in Evansville. Dave Englert, a Ferdinand native who is Chief of Staff for Indiana's Marine Corps League, says that though they can't guarantee that they will get the clinic, he can guarantee that health care access for area veterans will improve.
We're hoping to be able to take veterans that are going to the Evansville clinic, and right now as it is, they're pretty much forced to go to the Marion Hospital if they join the Evansville clinic. We're hoping to alleviate that by allowing them to go to the Louisville Hospital. We're also hoping that we might be able to start getting some more private partnerships going between the VA and some of our local healthcare providers. That's a little bit more complicated.
Englert says getting a center in Jasper or even just in Du Bois County would be significant for veterans across the area.
The main thing is it's going to make healthcare more efficient and make it more accessible for our local area veterans. A location on this clinic is not necessarily Jasper. We chose Du Bois County simply because there's a larger number of veterans in Du Bois County than the adjacent counties, and it's pretty much the center of the area that there are no clinics.
Du Bois County's Disabled American Veterans Group currently utilizes vans to transport veterans to health-related appointments, but the time spent usually adds up to an entire day, factoring in the round trip to Evansville and a full day of treatment for medical issues. Du Bois County currently has more than 3,100 veterans that are eligible for VA services, but according to VA records, just 23% of those are enrolled in the VA program. Englert says that indicates a low need to officials, something which he and many of the veterans in attendance at Tuesday night's meeting disputed. Last year, 481 veterans were transported to VA clinics in Evansville and in New Albany via DAV vans. Included in that number were some that were taken to hospitals in Louisville and Marion, Illinois. According to Englert, a DuBois County clinic would be able to serve about 13,000 veterans, but due to the funding cycle, it would take at least 5 years for the county to get one. Those veterans that may be interested in helping the cause by applying for VA benefits, or for those who wish to get a form letter and addresses for their congressman, can call Bob Johnson at 481-7090. The shaping of the future for elementary schools in a local school district is continuing to make progress. The Greater Jasper Consolidated School Board held the latest in a series of public work sessions last night on a feasibility study the corporation is conducting on the future of the district's 3 elementary schools. School board members, as well as the general public, gathered at the Jasper High School Community Room to listen to options and information shared from Jim Thompson, the president of Indianapolis-based architecture firm Gibraltar Design, which conducted studies of all 3 buildings back in March. Early in the session, Thompson addressed issues and concerns that board members expressed at a session held last month about how to handle ailing heating, ventilation, and air conditioning systems and other necessary repairs at the current schools. Members at that time asked Scott Stempfnagel of Jasper-based Stempfnagel Group to provide a list of top priorities for refurbishment so they can avoid spending more money than what is necessary. Thompson told board members that repairing problems of immediate concern at all 3 facilities would cost an estimated $800,000. He estimated that to bring each of the 3 buildings up to prime condition would cost about $28 million, including $10 million each for 10th and 5th Street schools and $8 million for Ireland Elementary. At the conclusion of the previous session, the board requested that Thompson further explore an option to close both 10th and 5th Street schools, expand Ireland Elementary School to house up to 750 students, and build a new school which would also house 750 students. Last night, Thompson presented plans for that idea as part of 3 different options that are on the table, with the option of closing 10th and 5th Street being most favorable among school officials. Thompson says the corporation has enough room to expand Ireland Elementary to accommodate 750 students on property at its current location, while a new elementary building that would also provide enough space for 750 students would be built on a site of about 15 to 20 acres. That site has yet to be determined. Thompson says primary estimates showed that the plan would cost just under $41.2 million. Greater Jasper Superintendent Dr. Tracy Lorai says school board members and officials will continue to weigh all options for the future of the corporation's elementary school system.
Well, the information that we're gaining from the architect and the financial advisor simply just add to the greater understanding of what the needs of the facilities are, what the programmatic needs are, and then ultimately what that financial impact will be on the taxpayer if we're able to come to some kind of a decision of how we might address the needs.
Those on hand last night also listened to a presentation from Jim Elizondo, Vice President of City Securities of Indianapolis. Elizondo talked about some of the financial or physical impacts any options the corporation might choose could mean for the district in terms of funding. A referendum for renovation of any existing or construction of any new facility could appear on the ballots of either the May or November 2014 elections. For that to happen, school officials must make a final decision by the end of this year. The earliest that any new or renovated buildings would likely be completed would be in 2016. Finally, this evening, Jasper will take part in a national day devoted to serving the community in the near future. Next month, the leadership pillar of the Jasper Hometown Competitiveness Initiative and the Jasper Chamber of Commerce will be taking part in National Make a Difference Day. Make a Difference Day, which is the largest national day of community service, is held on the 4th Saturday of October, where millions of volunteers around the world unite in a common mission to improve the lives of others. This year's Make a Difference Day is set for Saturday, October 26th. The Jasper HTC and the Jasper Chamber of Commerce are encouraging local businesses and individuals to get involved in the event. Chamber Director Nancy Eckerly says it's an opportunity for citizens of Jasper to show the world what they can do when they unite together.
We would like private businesses, clubs and organizations, whatever, to kind of team together and to do things for Jasper that day to make a difference, really. So whether it be cleanup, painting, you could do it in your own home, at your own business, or you could team up with a nonprofit to do things that at the end of the day on October the 26th, that our community looks different, it's cleaner, it's neater, And although that's kind of hard to do in Jasper because we're already clean and neat, we think it's still an opportunity for these groups to work together and form partnerships.
In order to take part in the nation's largest day of volunteering, businesses and their employees, as well as the general public, must find a project, register that project, perform it, and then report their results. Eckerly says Make a Difference Day is a day to celebrate the power of people in making a difference.
And if you look on their website for Make a Difference Day, it's not just about cleanups and yard work. These are groups that are doing things like collecting shoes, or maybe collecting for the food bank, or just doing things like that that will affect other people and help many others feel better about themselves and just make our community a better place and make that pride show.
Jasper Mayor Terry Seitz officially proclaimed Saturday, October 26th as National Make a Difference Day in the city during Tuesday morning's Board of Public Works meeting. Coming up after the break, rain showers today will give way to sunshine and cooler temperatures tomorrow and into the weekend. That ahead in your local forecast. Sports with Kurt Gooksell, and Inform featuring Huntingburg Mayor Denny Spinner. That's all up next here on 18 WJTS News. Local people watching local people.